This video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and while supplies last, if you mention Saffron Olive in your order notes, we'll hook you up with a free Saffron Olive sticker with any Card Kingdom order. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Wednesday means it's Wild Card Wednesday here in Instant Deck Tech land, and today we are heading all the way back to Legacy for a deck featuring a sweet new Throne of Eldraine card, which is Wishclaw Talisman, and this deck, pretty janky, pretty interesting. I don't know. I'm calling it Wish Fit. Basically, a Wishclaw Talisman version of Nick Fit. And as you can see, it comes to us from 42 AD, who took it to a 5-0 finish in a Legacy League on Magic Online. So congrats to 42 AD on a really sweet deck. And a quick reminder before we break down Wish Fit for Legacy. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Wish Fit is a variant on Nick Fit, and we'll kind of talk about what that means, but basically, Veteran Explorer ramp style deck. But the cool part of this deck is Wishclaw Talisman, which is an absurdly powerful card if you can build around in a way so your opponent never gets to take advantage of it. So 2 mana, comes with 3 counters, you can pay 1, Demonic Tutor essentially. Just search for a card, put it in your hand. The problem is, normally you got to give it to your opponent, but this deck has several ways to avoid that drawback and make sure that we are the only one that gets to take advantage of our Wishclaw Talisman. And when we get to Wishclaw Talisman 3 times in a row, it is pretty hard to beat. Just not only drawing an extra card, but the best card in our deck for a given situation, which is absolutely insane. So how do we go about breaking Wishclaw Talisman? And here we have a couple of common answers and then one really weirdo legacy answer. So the most common ways to do this, we have 3 copies of Karn the Great Creator, which just shuts down our opponent's artifacts. So yes, we have to give our opponent our Wishclaw Talisman. That's a little bit sad, but at least they won't be able to activate it as long as we have a Karn out. So we can like Talisman, tutor up Karn, play Karn, and then Karn is also one of our finishers, tutoring stuff from our sideboard to lock our opponent out of the game. Ashiok Dreamrender just makes it so our opponent can't search their library with stuff that they control. Well, if they control Wishclaw Talisman, they can activate it if they want, but they're not going to be able to search because of Ashiok, plus a little bit of graveyard hate along the way. So these are the 2, I would say, common ways, because they're available in Standard as well, to make Wishclaw Talisman insane. On the other hand, we have one really weird old legacy way to make it happen, which is Guardian Beast. So Guardian Beast is a super old, super weird card. 4 mana, it's a 2/4, and as long as it's untapped, non-creature artifacts cannot be enchanted, destroyed, or taken under someone else's control. What a weird line of text that we have on a Magic card. And then if something would destroy Guardian Beast and artifacts at the same time, Guardian Beast dies, the artifacts don't, except if Guardian Beast is tapped, then all this is turned off. So we play Guardian Beast as a 2/4 for 4, we leave it untapped, and our opponent can't gain control of our Wishclaw Talisman. So we just have this creature sitting out, and we are free to activate Wishclaw Talisman as much as we want, and Guardian Beast is going to fizzle our opponent being able to gain control of it. Plus, I mean, a 2/4 body is not that bad. It dodges Lightning Bolt. We can go beat down with it if we need to. So that is the weirdest way I've seen to take advantage of Wishclaw Talisman, but a pretty interesting way nonetheless. As far as the rest of the deck, as I mentioned before, we're a Nick Fit deck, and Nick Fit basically refers to Veteran Explorer ramping. Veteran Explorer, just a 1 mana 1/1. When it dies, each player gets to search for 2 basics. In theory, we break this symmetry in a couple of ways. One, by having expensive stuff, while most Legacy decks are pretty efficient and low to the ground. The other way is we have a bunch of basics, and some Legacy decks play very few basic lands, so especially on like the second Veteran Explorer, our opponent might not have any basic lands left to get out of their deck, why we should, because we got a bunch of basic lands. To go along with Veteran Explorer, we have Cabal Therapy, which is our main way of sacrificing it. We can cast it to see what's in our opponent's hand, maybe snag something, and then we can flash it back by sacking Veteran Explorer, get our lands, and this time with the flashback, we'll know what's in our opponent's hand. We can name their best card, get rid of all copies of it. Also, Thoughtseize is just backup discard, but Cabal Therapy Nick Fit, kind of the engine that makes our mana plan work. The rest of the deck, we get a bunch of kind of value-y creatures, a couple of Scavenging Oozes, hates on the graveyard, grows big, gains us life. Leovold makes it annoying waiting for our opponent to target our stuff and shuts down card draw. Plague Engineer, good against tribal decks, and even just killing one thing, it's perfectly fine. Holding everything together, we got Green Sun Zenith to snag our Veteran Explorer, Scavenging Ooze, our Leovold, whatever green creature we need, shuffling back into our deck. As far as removal, we have 4 Abrupt Decays, 3 Pernicious Deeds as a sweeper, and remember, all this stuff, you see the 2-ofs and etc., we're able to find it consistently with our Wishclaw Talisman. We have access to all these cards when we need them, since Wishclaw is the core of our deck. We also have a couple of Ensnaring Bridges, because our deck doesn't really need to win by attacking, at least win quickly by attacking, so we can tutor up Ensnaring Bridge, play it, and then eventually lock our opponent out of the game with our Karn, getting a Mycosynth Lattice from the sideboard. 1 Veil of Summer if we gotta fight through counter spells, another sweet tutor target for our Wishclaw Talisman. As long as it's our turn, we can even like cast something. If our opponent goes to Force of Will it, Wishclaw Talisman, get Veil of Summer, counter it right away, draw a card even, so very powerful as a 1-of. As far as our mana base, Phyrexian Tower gives us a little extra mana. Also, more importantly, another way to sacrifice our Veteran Explorer. Veteran Explorer really needs to die to do its job, so a couple extra sacrifice outlets can't really hurt. Otherwise, some fetch lands, some original dual lands, a bunch of snow-covered basic lands to find with our Veteran Explorer. In the sideboard, while we are sort of a Karn board, we're not as much of a Karn board as you'd see in like Modern or Standard, where almost every card is an artifact. So, as far as Karn, Mycosynth Lattice is our I win the game spell. We can tutor it out with all of our Veteran Explorer mana, cast it with Karn out, and then we're able to just make our opponent do nothing. Our opponent can't tap their lands, they can't activate abilities on anything. Karn is shutting down artifacts, and Lattice is turning everything into artifacts, and that buys us just a ton of time to win the game. However, beat down with our Guardian Beast or a Veteran Explorer, or turn Mycosynth Lattice into a big creature. We also have a few other tutor targets. Witchbane Orb, good against combo, basically a artifact Leyline of Sanctity. Ensnaring Bridge, Culling Scales, good against creature decks. Culling Scales especially good against things with cheap spells. It keeps blowing up the cheapest thing each turn. If our opponent's playing a bunch of like 1 and 2 mana stuff, Culling Scales just going to eat away their board. And then Tormod's Crypt for graveyards. Otherwise, we get a bunch of non-Karn stuff too. Pernicious Deeds joins Ensnaring Bridge as kind of a creature hate spell or wrath spell. Karakas, another way to deal with creatures, especially like Griselbrands and Emrakuls. Veil of Summer, Carpet of Flowers, mostly for blue style control decks. Veil of Summer fizzling counter spells, Carpet making a bunch of extra mana, which can never hurt against blue decks with a bunch of islands, and then Thoughtseize, Extirpate, good against control, Extirpate primarily for graveyard decks, combo-based decks, and that is Wish Fit for Legacy. And that's been our instant deck tech for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.